Hello and welcome. I'm a hotel AI expert with extensive experience in modern hospitality operations, and I am absolutely delighted to welcome all students of Europe Hotel School to your online learning journey. In the fast-paced world of hotel openings, a leader's job is never truly over when the doors open. In fact, one of the most critical moments comes right at the very end. So let's just jump right in with a question that really gets to the heart of what leadership is all about. What is a leader's final, most crucial act during a hotel opening? I'll give you a hint. It's not the big grand opening party, and it's not the first glowing review. No, it's something much deeper, an act that literally sets the stage for the long-term health of the entire hotel.
All right, so here's our game plan for today. We're going to start by talking about something called the Continuity Challenge. Then we'll dive into the playbook solution, and I'll show you the anatomy of the playbook. After that, we'll walk through the final handover and wrap up with what this all means for creating a legacy of professionalism. Sound good? Let's get started.
Okay, first up, let's tackle the core problem every single new hotel runs into, the continuity challenge. This is all about that tricky transition from being a temporary project into a permanent, living, breathing organization.
You know, you're really looking at two completely different worlds here. On one side, you've got the pre-opening project mode. Think of it as controlled chaos. It's intense, it's full of unique, one-off problems you have to solve on the fly. But then you have to shift gears into operational mode, which is all about steady, standardized, and sustainable rhythms. The real trick is bridging that gap without losing all the incredible knowledge you gained during that initial chaos.
And here's why that's so critical. When that initial pre-opening team, the experts who figured everything out, when they eventually move on to the next project, they take all that knowledge with them. Imagine the person who figured out that one weird, quirky fix for the new laundry system. If they leave without writing it down, poof, that solution is just gone. This knowledge drain isn't just a small problem, it is a massive risk to the hotel's future success.
So how do you stop that from happening? How do you actually capture all that hard-won knowledge and make sure it stays? Well, the answer is surprisingly elegant. It's what we call the playbook solution. It's all about codifying excellence so that it can be repeated day in and out long after the opening team has moved on.
And the solution itself is both simple and incredibly powerful, a departmental playbook. Now, for our purposes today, we're going to focus on a really fantastic example, the housekeeping playbook. This document becomes the one single source of truth for the entire department, making sure absolutely nothing is left up to chance or just someone's memory.
Now, let's be super clear about what a playbook is. This is not just some dusty old manual that sits on a shelf. It is a living document. It captures everything, all the knowledge, all the procedures, and maybe, most importantly, all the lessons learned during that hectic setup phase. Think of it as the department's brain, its institutional memory, all written down for every future team member to use.
So, what exactly goes into this vital document? What makes it tick? Well, let's break down the anatomy of the playbook. We can think of it as having 5 key pillars of knowledge.
The very first pillar is all about the people, your organizational and staffing plan. This has to include the final approved org chart, a super detailed job description for every single role, and, this is critical, the documented labor forecasting model. That model is how you justify your staffing levels to the finance department. See, this isn't just a list of names, it's the entire blueprint and the business case for your team. Pillar 2 is all about the physical stuff, the asset and inventory master list. This thing details every single piece of capital equipment. We're talking everything from the vacuums to the housekeeping carts. And it includes all the vendor contacts and warranty info. It also locks in those crucial preventative maintenance schedules and the approved par levels for everything from linen to guest supplies. This is really the financial and operational bedrock of the department.
Okay, pillar number 3, technology. Modern hotels, as you know, run on some pretty complex systems. So your playbook needs simple, step-by-step guides for the property management system and the housekeeping operations system. It also needs to cover system backup procedures and even basic troubleshooting for mobile devices. This is how you make all that complex tech accessible and manageable for every single team member, whether it's 2 in the afternoon or 2 in the morning.
And the last 2 pillars work together perfectly. Pillar 4 is about learning from the past. This is your project history. It captures all the lessons from those mock operations, what went wrong, what bottlenecks you found, and exactly how you fixed them. Then, Pillar 5 takes all of that and prepares for the future. The training module packages all that hard-won knowledge into the permanent training program for every single new hire. So you see,
The playbook both learns from the past and teaches for the future. Now look, creating the playbook is half the battle, but the other half is actually executing the final handover. And this isn't just some casual meeting. This is a formal event, a true leadership milestone. It marks the official end of the opening project and the beginning of permanent, stable operations.
And this is not just an email with a PDF attached. No way, it's a professional process. About 90 days after you open, you conduct a formal review of performance. You then present those results to senior leadership, using hard data to prove that the operation is stable and financially sound. And only then, once that's done, do you formally hand over the completed playbook. This single act demonstrates accountability and officially seals the success of the entire pre-opening phase.
Which brings us to our final and I think most important point. This whole process, it's about so much more than just good management. It's about the legacy that you, as a leader, are going to leave behind.
There's a quote from some of the industry research this is based on that just says it all perfectly. It says that this act leaves a legacy of professionalism and prepares the department for long-term, sustainable success. You're not just getting through the opening, you are building an operation that is designed to thrive and succeed long after you're gone.
And that right there is the ultimate takeaway for your career. Honestly, anyone can manage a project to its launch date. But completing this final act, creating and formally handing over the playbook, that's what transforms you from a temporary project manager into a true foundational leader. You haven't just opened a department, you've built a lasting system for excellence.
So, as you move forward in your own careers, I want to leave you with this one question to think about. When your project is done, when the opening is over, and it's your time to move on, what will you leave behind? What will your legacy be?